Okay, so once again, good morning, students. So today we will discuss about the respiratory system. Okay. For physiology theory, we will discuss about the respiratory system. Okay. So what do you mean by a respiratory system? So respiratory system means what? Taking in oxygen, okay, and coming out of like carbon dioxide means we breathe in, we breathe out. It's not it. So the respiratory system, that is mostly the lungs, they are responsible for what? For performing or else for breathing. Okay, means they here what happens usually exchange of gas means there will be exchange of gas. Gas like what? Carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, so these are the gases like which gets exchanged. Understand? Human respiratory system is what? Taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. Means we breathe in, we breathe out with the help of what? Mostly which organ? Lungs. Okay. So this is the first thing that like because of it like you can breathe. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear, everyone?
No, ma'am, repeat again.
Okay. So human respiratory system means what? Respiratory, respiration. Respiration means what? Taking in oxygen and breathing out. That is carbon dioxide. Means what? There is exchange of gas. You breathe every day, every moment. So even now also you are breathing. It's not it. So that one is known as respiration. जो तुम लोग सांस लेते हो है कि नहीं तो हर पल हर सेकंड सांस लेते हो है कि नहीं तो उसको बोलते हैं रेस्पिरेशन समझ में आया so in this respiration what will you will get that there is exchange of gas like what carbon dioxide and oxygen understand you breathe in oxygen and you breathe out carbon dioxide and that one is known as exchange of gas which usually occurs in your lungs. Okay, are you clear now? Am I able to make you clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is uh, the two respiration. Okay, that is external respiration and internal respiration. We have two types. The first one is what? External respiration. In external respiration, what happens? There will be exchange of gas where? In between your blood and your lungs. Understand? In between your blood and the lungs. And in external respiration, what will happen? You breathe in, okay, and your chest will also expand. This one. And in internal respiration, what will happen? There will be this one in between the blood and your cells. And in internal respiration, what usually happens? You take in oxygen. Understand? So your chest will expand. And in external respiration, what will happen? Your chest will contract. It will become small. Understand? So it means that internal and external. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
Okay, next is upper respiratory tract. So in the upper respiratory tract, you have what? First you have mouth, okay, mouth and nose. So with the help of the mouth and the nose, like you are able to breathe. Okay, so what happens here? Air will enter inside the nose, and where it will go? it will leave the lung through the what? Through the mouth and the nostrils. Okay, through this mouth and nostrils. Understand? Air will enter through the mouth and the nostrils, and it will leave the lungs. So in the next is what? In the nasal cavity. So this is a nasal cavity. So in the nasal cavity, what will happen? Here, the air will pass. Okay, nose from the nose and the mouth. What came? Air. Air it enters. It's not it. So in the nasal passage or else nasal cavity, what will you find? You will find that air is passed from here. Okay, and then where it will go? It will go towards the lungs. Understand? Okay, is it clear about the nose and the nostrils and nasal passage or nasal cavity? Is it clear? Next is upper respiratory tract. Uh-huh. I can't hear properly. Please write in the chat box. Uh-huh. You please write in the chat box. Your voice is not clear. Voice is not clear. You please type in the chat box. You please type in the chat box. Okay, you oh, explain again. Okay. Okay, so this is the upper respiratory tract. Understand? Means in the upper part of the means your respiratory system. What is there? First is your nose and the mouth. Your nose and the mouth they are also responsible for what? For you to I mean for helping you in breathing. Understand? The air it enters through the nose and as well as your this one your mouth so that they will go to the lungs no like they're getting ready for it to enter inside the lungs so that's why first the first step or the first what to say the first step is what or the first way is the nose and the mouth the air enters to the nose and the mouth and after so that it will enter in the lungs understand after that where it will go the next one the second step or the next way is the nasal cavity so this is the nasal cavity understand so this is a nasal cavity and in the nasal cavity what will happen the same thing the air will go inside the nasal cavity so that it will go and pass or else it will send the air to the lungs so that step understand this is a nasal cavity means from here same thing the air is passed first it will pass through what through the mouth and the nose afterwards the second step or the second way is what the nasal cavity okay so that the air is passing through all this why so that it will reach the lungs so that the lungs will receive the air understand okay is it clear till here are you clear now Sajarika yes are you clear okay next is sinuses next is sinuses So in the sinuses, what will you see? You will see that there is a hollow in areas between your bones in the head. Okay, means all this. Okay, all these are known as sinuses. All these are known as the sinuses, and this what is the function of all this? They help. I mean, the sinuses, they help you in what? They help you in humidity. Means they helps you in maintaining the balance of the temperature. Okay, when you inhale the air, what will happen? Means they keep the temperature balance. These sinuses, no, they all these frontal sinuses, ethmoid sinuses, okay, all these sinuses and maxillary sinus, all these sinus, maxillary, this is the maxilla, okay, maxilla sinus, ethmoid sinus, frontal sinus, then sphenoid sinus, here this one. So all these sinus, they helps you in what? They helps you in uh, balancing the temperature. I mean the air where you breathe, right? So they keeps the temperature balance. Understand? Whatever you inhale the air, whenever you inhale the air, what will happen? Whenever you breathe in the air, these sinuses, all these sinuses, that is the frontal sinus, this one, which you'll find here, frontal sinus, ethmoid sinus you'll find here, and maxillary sinus you'll find here as well as here. Okay, maxillary sinus. So all these sinus, what is the function of all these sinus? Whenever you inhale the air, whenever you breathe in, what will happen? They will help in maintaining the temperature. Okay, so that it will be like balance, so that it will maintain the balance of the air that you breathe, which you breathe. Okay, is it clear now, everyone? Is it clear or not about the sinuses? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, no? Okay. Okay, next is thorax, or else you can say pharynx also. Wait, let me show you the picture very properly. Thorax, right? Thorax also, it lies here itself. Okay, but picture is not properly shown here. Okay, I'll just explain to you then in that way. Okay, the thorax is right here. Okay, thorax is just next. Okay, just next to this. I mean, it lies here. Okay, this thorax, and the air will enter. Okay, the air will enter from where? The air will enter from the mouth to the lungs. Through what? Through the thorax. So it will be here, the thorax. Then just after, it is also known as pharynx, and just after the pharynx, It's the larynx, this one. This is the larynx. So in the larynx, what will you find? In the larynx, it is also known as the voice box. Okay, means here your voice is being produced here in this larynx. So So this larynx, they help the air. Okay, they will help. Means after the pharynx, this is the larynx. So the larynx, they also helps in what? They also helps in so that the air will pass through the larynx. Okay, and they not only help in the respiratory system part, they also helps in the digestive system part also. Okay, and how do they help this larynx? Means whenever like the food will pass, it's not whenever the food will come from this side, the larynx, okay, that is the voice box, they keep away from the whatever you are having, right? It is drinks or maybe some edible things which you are having. So the larynx, they helps in avoiding all those items, whatever you are consuming it. Okay, I'll repeat again. So next is the throat. So here throat is here, right? It's not it. It is also known as pharynx. Okay, throat, or else you can say pharynx also. So what do they do here? The air again from the nasal cavity, it will come here and it will enter where? It will enter in the thorax, that is in the pharynx. Okay, so that it will go to the lungs. And next step or next way is where? Larynx. It is also known as voice box. This larynx, they are also known as voice box. And this larynx, what do? They help the air to get inside, and they also help in what? They also help in whatever food you are having, right? That is say the digestive system. So the larynx, they avoid, means they keep the way separately for the air and as well as for the digestive system part. Okay, is it clear till here, larynx? Okay, next is lower respiratory tract. So this is the lower respiratory tract. So lower respiratory tract, what is there? You have got lungs, you have got trachea, okay, which is also known as the windpipe, and you have got bronchi. This is the bronchi, and all these are known as the bronchioles. All this, understand? All these are known as the bronchioles. And next is the alveoli. Alveoli are very small. So these are the parts of the lower respiratory tract. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, first let us discuss about the trachea. So this is the trachea, this one. This trachea, they are like a what? They are like a passage from the throat and the lungs. Okay, this is the throat. This part is the throat and the lungs, this one. Okay, so they are like a passage through which the air can pass. Understand? Through the throat and the lungs. Next is what? Next is bronchial tubes. The bronchial tubes, okay, this one is the bronchial tubes, and these bronchial tubes, they are at the bottom of the windpipe. Means what? Here, bottom means downside. Okay, they are at the bottom, and they are connected to each lung. Means both sides, one side and the other side. Understand? So the bronchial tubes is this side, bottom, this side and this side. They are connected to each lung, right side and left side, both sides. And next is lungs, this one. This is the lungs. Okay, this is the lungs. And what is the function of what do they do? These lungs, they remove oxygen from the air and pass it into the blood. Understand? These two lungs, I mean both sides, right side and the left side. What do? They remove the oxygen from the air and they pass it into the blood. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is system of respiration. So how the respiratory system is like being conducted, or how it is happening, or how it is occurring. So what happens from the lungs? Okay, from the lungs, it will go into the bloodstream. Okay, means already the air is passed into the lungs. So what will happen? From the lungs, it will go into the bloodstream, and it will get oxygen. And after getting the oxygen, where will go? It will go to all the organs, to all the parts of your body, and as well as your tissues. And after that, what will it do? This oxygen, they help the muscles, okay, and as well as the bones to what? To move the air, so that we can inhale and we can also exhale out. Okay, and some of the muscles and bones which are responsible for the respiratory system are what? Diaphragm. Diaphragm is just below your chest. So the diaphragm, they helps you in what? For respiratory system, they help the lungs so that they can breathe in, they can breathe out. Okay, so it helps in that. Inhalation, exhalation, they helps in that activity. This diaphragm. And these ribs, the ribs, they are surrounded by the lungs and the heart. You remember the rib cage? So the rib cage, they are surrounded by the lungs and the heart. So these are the muscle and these are the bones. Okay, the muscle. What is the name of the muscle? Diaphragm. The diaphragm, they helps the lungs in what? They helps the lungs in contraction. Understand, that is inhaling, exhaling. In that part, they help. And the ribs, or else the rib cage, it is the bones. They helps in what? They helps in protecting the lungs and as well as the heart. Okay, is it clear about this portion? Okay, next is as you breathe out. Okay, as you breathe out, what will happen? The blood they carries oxygen. The blood they will carry out what? Carbon dioxide, and as well as all the waste particles which is inside your body. Understand? And some of the components which work with the lungs are what? Alveoli. So this is the bronchioles, and this is the alveoli. Understand? This is the bronchial tube. Okay, this is the bronchial tube, and this is the bronchial tube, and this is the bronchial. This is just the zooming. We are zooming it. Okay, this is just a zooming point. So this is the bronchiole, and this is the alveoli. So what is bronchiole? Bronchioles are like the branches. Okay, bronchioles are like the branches of the bronchial tubes, and they will after that we will get the alveoli. This is the alveoli, and these alveoli are what? Alveoli are like a small, tiny sac. Okay, which is inside your lungs. And what is the function of this alveoli? The function of the alveoli is what? They helps in exchanging of gas, that is oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, they helps in exchanging of the gas, that is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, did you understand?
Ma'am, can
Huh?
you repeat again?
Okay. So next, what will you get? You will get that as you breathe out. Okay, when you breathe in, towards oxygen. So when you breathe out, what comes out? Carbon dioxide. Understand? Carbon dioxide, and as well as what? And as well as some waste particles which is inside your body. And some components are also there which are also responsible for the respiratory system part. That is what? That is the bronchiole and the alveoli. Understand? This is the bronchiole, and just to the bronchiole it lies the alveoli. And the bronchioles are like the small branches, tiny branches. They are like the branches. They lie where? Inside the lung. This is the lungs. So we are just zooming in. So it's occurring in this way. So bronchioles are like branches. Understand? They are just like a branches, and they lie just. And after the bronchioles, it lies the alveoli. And the alveoli are what? Small, tiny sac. Okay, they are small, very small, tiny sac. And here, what usually occurs in the alveoli? Exchange of gas. Exchange of gas usually occurs here. That is what? That is carbon dioxide and oxygen. Okay, is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is capillaries. So capillaries are what? Capillaries are surrounded by this one alveoli. Okay, all these small sac, all these are the alveoli, and the capillaries are like blood vessels. Okay, means they are like all this. And the capillaries, they helps in what? They lie in the alveoli walls. All these are the alveoli walls or not? This one, it means they are stuck. It means they are attached with the alveoli in this way. So what do? These capillaries, they move the oxygen and as well as carbon dioxide. It means same thing, exchange of gas. So same thing occurs here in the capillaries also. Next is what? Lung lobes. So the lungs also, it has got lobes. Okay. So the first one is superior lobe. This one. Okay. Next is the middle lobe. This one. But the middle lobe, it will lie only this side. Understand? And the right lung has got 3 lobes. Understand? The right lung has got 3 lobes. That is the superior lobe, which lies at the upper part. And next is the middle lobe, which is in the middle. And next is the this one, inferior lobe. So these are the 3 lobes which you will find in the right lung. And in left lobe, you will find left lung, you will find 2 lobes. It is the superior lobe and the inferior lobe. Next is the pleura, this one. So the pleura are what? They are like a thin sac, okay, which surround each lung. This is a pleural sac. Means they lie in the middle, you can say. Means it is like a space in between the 2 lungs. Understand? So this is the means covering part of the lung, and this is the lung. So the pleural means what? They are the division of the lungs from the chest wall. Here is your chest wall, and they are like the division in between these 2. So this is the pleura. And next is what? Cilia. This one, cilia. Cilia, it lies where? It lies in the lungs. Okay, you will see in the lungs, but it will be very much interior to your lungs. Very much interior. You have to see under the microscope like that. And this cilia, how do they look like? They are like hairs. Okay, it means they are like hairs, and they are like a wave. And what do? This cilia, they will filter the dust. Okay, whatever, like what to say, all the irritating like dust are there, which is coming inside your body. They helps in cleaning them. Okay, whatever all the harmful, all this gases, all this dust are there. They helps in removing it by dusting them, the cilia. Next is epiglottis. This is the epiglottis, and next is the larynx. Okay, this next is the larynx. Okay, about epiglottis and larynx, I'll explain to you in the next class. Okay, till cilia, is everyone clear?
Yes,
Next
ma'am.
is cilia. Okay. Okay, then that's all for today's class.